You know what? I'll just get into it with you.
Yeah,
Why not?
let's
No filter, no BS. And it's like how I killed myself that prep. I got to the point where I would be on the Stairmaster whiting out and blacking out. And I would try to walk out of the gym, not even be able to, like, I couldn't even see. Fuck you all, and where's my money at? All right, guys, I'm on the Seeking Success podcast with Umar and Reese.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. You know what?
go.
You said his name right. That's
Yes.
what we like to see.
That's
This
it,
is
right?
episode 41.
Episode 41.
Holy fuck.
And John, when we saw your Instagram, we're like, dude, we have to get this on. And it's crazy because we've spent some time warming up with you just now. And I just want to right off the bat say, you're such a chill guy. But you give that really intimidating personality when you see the tattoos, the bodybuilder guy, the buff dude. But it's so awesome that like you fit the stereotype of like, even though bodybuilders are big, they're usually chill guys, and you've been super chill so far.
Yeah,
man.
no, I get that a lot. You know, they always say it's like I'm rough on the outside and like a teddy bear on the inside. I don't like people knowing that. But,
it's out there now.
that's what people see, and you know, as you get to know me, that's kind of what it's all about. But you know, we all have different sides.
Right
too.
on.
Yeah.
You know.
That's sick. So, John, let's get right into it, man. How'd you get into bodybuilding? How did this all start?
It was about, I'd say 8-9 years ago.
Okay.
It's a long time ago. Grew up training with, you know, my father, always into working out and all that. So I grew up around seeing all that. And as a kid, I didn't really know what he was doing. Even by the time I was like, even when I was 10, 12, I didn't know what he was doing. I just saw him lifting stuff. And I didn't know he was actually, you know, transforming his body and shaping his body and, you know, doing all that. So I grew up around that. As I got older, got into it, and here I am today. I mean, there's different stages, right? Like, you know, it's not just one quick leap and you're all of a sudden you're like G.I. Joe or whatever, right?
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it's a process. It's a marathon, long term, but it's worth it in the end, right?
Yes.
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Oh, for sure. No, we definitely see that. Like the culture is definitely there in the gym. Whether you're just a brand new guy or there for a while, the gym could really sometimes become your second home.
Yeah.
And I seen that really with my little brother who recently started training in the past 12 months.
Yeah.
And all of his friends now are from the gym. He goes hang out gym. They train in the gym. Like it's just that becomes a real culture.
I realized that, like, I mean, growing up as a kid, I grew up around it as a kid, but of course we go through our different phases and stages in life.
Oh, for sure.
So, you know, I hung around different crowds growing up. Let's just say in high school, I was around different kinds of people where we'd party and go to bars and stuff like that. And I mean, as you get more into this lifestyle, unfortunately, you kind of got to pick what route you want to go.
For sure.
If you want to put yourself first and, you know, pursue your fitness journey or bodybuilding, whatever it is, or do you want to stick with the same people that you're around and kind of just stoop to their level?
Oh, for sure.
So unfortunately, I had to kind of cut ties with these people because most of the time they kind of hold you back and, and drag you down, right? Unintentionally, but it's just one of those things that you got to put yourself first always with whatever goal you have, right?
No,
so
that's definitely.
That's usually how it goes. Once you get into this lifestyle, you're kind of around all the similar type of people, right?
Oh, for sure. And how much of that lifestyle can you bleed in? Like someone who's big in party and stuff, right? Because you do bodybuilding almost at a professional level.
Yeah.
How much of that can you, like, do you party?
You know, I feel like, I guess it's depending on where you're at in your journey or your, you know, if you're into bodybuilding and you want to do it competitively and you're at that high rank, you're going to have to it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you get on that stage, the last thing you want to think is that you were partying the weekend before up on stage against guys who were killing themselves.
Yeah.
And end up possibly beating you, right?
Yeah.
There's some genetic freaks where
sure.
they just look amazing and they can do whatever they want.
For sure.
But you know, why leave that on the table when
sure.
you know you're going all in on this show or this event?
Oh yeah.
Right? You want to. It's that mentality. It's like that champion mentality. You don't want to know that you're not giving it your all. That's probably the worst feeling. But if you're you know, like, you know, average, I don't want to say average gym goer, but, you know, fitness lifestyle, you know, wanting to be healthy, look good for the beach, this, that, you know, you can enjoy partying on the weekend once a weekend. Just be smart. Don't, you know, try to balance what you can, right?
Life in moderation, right?
Yeah. I think balance is key in life.
For sure.
That's one of the most important things, you know?
100%.
So, I think another thing that you said that I really like is I find that a lot of people that do things at a high level, they outgrow a lot of their older friends, right? And we're talking about how you can't be around the same group of people your whole life. And it's like, how do you go about balancing that? Because it sucks. Like sometimes it's like your close childhood friends and you realize that they're dragging you down.
Yeah.
But you know that's not their intention.
Yeah, for sure.
How do
so
you go about
you
that?
know what? There's a lot of things I've read on, and this is something that I struggle with too, because like you said, this is something that when you do have that mindset, or I'm at this level, I'm gonna have to be dealing with these things, right?
Yeah.
I've had to cut out very close friends. I've had to cut out ex-girlfriends that I thought were gonna be, you know, whatever. All sorts of shit, family members, this, that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that to go somewhere far in life, especially if you want to go after your dreams and go for whatever, you know, whatever your heart wants to, you know, shoot for, you're gonna have to make these sacrifices. It doesn't come easy, right? And I feel like one of the big things is that it's not that they're intentionally wanting to do that, but I feel like you need to surround yourself with people with the same standards.
Oh, for sure,
right?
For sure.
So put it this way. It's already hard enough to believe in yourself half the time, right?
Yeah.
You need to have a strong self-motivating mindset, especially when you're pursuing something like this.
For sure.
If you're around people who have low standards or set low standards even for themselves, what's that going to do for you? It's just going to drag you down. It's going to drag you down back to their it's either you cut them out and you rise above, or you surround yourself with those same people and you're going to come down to their standards. For sure. And you know, if you want to be a champion, you want to do successful, not even anything successful in life. You're going to have to be going through these things and cutting these people out and going through these hardships in order to get further.
For sure.
You know, it's never an easy task. That's why there's so many people that they say they want to do something, they never do it. Or, you know, they're so interested in something, they can talk about it all they want, but it just never ends up happening because there's that fear and I can't do this, the what ifs.
For sure.
Right? So something you got to commit to and like really trust yourself.
Definitely.
On going through with, right?
To piggyback off of what you're saying is I feel like as humans in general, sometimes we gravitate towards negativity.
Yeah.
So you could have like 6 or 7 really good friends. They're working out, they do all the right things, but that 1, 2 guys who are like, life sucks. Let's do this instead. And then as humans, I feel like we sometimes just gravitate towards the negative result.
You know what? It's like that saying, misery loves company, right?
Exactly.
Some people just like to be around that, and they can just share their hardships with people, and it's like it's a Band-Aid. It's not you don't heal from it necessarily, but it's just a Band-Aid to make themselves feel better and get through the day. But they don't look at the long-term effect on how can I actually get better and improve my life.
For sure.
That's misery loves company. I've always said that. That's something that's, you know, I
be
believe
careful.
in huge, and that's why you have to be careful with who you keep around.
For sure.
Well, there's another thing that's called hurt people. And I was like, damn. I remember someone told me that recently. I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. And speaking of hurt people, I'm kind of hurt right now because I forgot my watch. Umar has a watch, but bro, you did not fuck around today. You came with what is that, bro? Tell us.
We got a Date Just Rolly.
A Date Just?
Yeah. I think it's a 41 or 42. I'm terrible on these.
I think it's a 42.
42. Yeah, it only comes 42. Yeah, 42. We got it iced out.
Bro, we have to ask, what's the price tag on something like that?
Oof. It's about 50K.
50K.
I got it for 50K. Yeah.
Right on. The market varies, though, right? It goes up and down.
It goes up and down. The good thing with Rollies is that, you know, they're investments.
For sure.
Yeah.
But if you ice it out, it can kind of go. You might ruin the value on those things.
Sure.
But with me, honestly, man, I got this. It was very sentimental, where I felt like I got over a certain point in my life.
Okay.
And I just wanted to treat myself, and I knew that this wasn't gonna be something to flip or whatever.
Yes.
It was just something. You know what? I wanted to do it for me. I know this is gonna stick with me.
For sure.
And that's that. But yeah, I brought the Rolly out today.
Can you share what you were celebrating, or?
It was you know what? It's pretty much touching back to, you know, having to cut out certain people and you know, get ahead in life and
nice.
You know what? I'll just get into it with you.
Yeah.
Why not?
Do it.
No filter, no BS. Basically, I competed at the Canadian Nationals last year.
Okay.
In October. It was a really good prep. Everything was going great. We were ahead of this game plan. Everything was solid. And we were ready like 4 weeks before the show was even going on. And, you know, having my coach in my corner, maybe he didn't make the right calls on a couple things, and things should have went the way, you know, things shouldn't have gone the way they did.
Okay.
And they were handled in a way that I didn't really appreciate, where, you know, you would think someone that you have a long-term relationship with,
Yeah.
that you're close with, would take care of you and,
Yeah.
you know, at least stay on
Have your
top
back.
of you. And yeah, where I just felt like I was just left there. And, you know, we did the pre-judging in the morning. Turned out terrible. Didn't really hear much up until the night show. I had another buddy come in to actually help me out instead. Didn't really hear much from my coach. So he kind of went MIA, and we made the best of the night show. We came in looking a lot better, but it was everything's pretty much based off of pre-judging.
Oh, for sure.
And then night show's just more for the fans.
For the fans, yeah.
So yeah, we basically, it didn't go well, and it was probably the hardest thing for me to do, to cut ties on you know, he was a close friend as well as my coach, so we kind of got business tied with friendships and relations like that. So yeah, we had to go our separate ways. You know, it was hard as fuck for me. It was that was my decision. But you know what? I don't regret it. Looking back on it, it was probably the best thing I ever did.
For sure.
You know, it wasn't the easiest thing, but it was the best thing I did, because I wouldn't be where I'm at now working with my new coach and looking light years better than what I did at this point last year during the same time period. So it's like, sometimes you, like I said, we got to go through these hard things in order to, you know, get ahead in life. And sometimes you got to do shit you don't like.
Time out. I don't want to undermine that relationship, but
no, go for it.
You fired your coach and then bought a rollie.
Well, you know what? It was one of those things where
that's gangster.
Yeah,
it was
one of those things. You know what? I took a loss at the show.
Yeah.
But in terms of my life and my progress for myself, it was a win.
Yeah.
Because I needed to turn that page. There were a lot of other personal issues that weren't really dealt with properly either between us. That it all built up and it led to that day. And that's where I finally was able to turn the page. So the show might have been a loss, but for me it was a win in terms of, you know, being able to turn that page and going on to the next chapter where how can I go get further and learn more stuff.
It was like an epiphany moment.
Exactly. So it was more of like a win for myself, even though, it doesn't really make sense that I lost a show and I bought myself. You know what I mean? Like,
that's kind of sick though. I'm not gonna lie.
Usually you'll win your show
and then buy a rollie.
And then buy it because like, yo, let me celebrate this win. But it was a win for me personally, opposed to just on paper for the shows, right?
Oh, for sure.
So, and it was a learning experience. It was huge. Yeah,
no,
it was
definitely.
huge.
I don't think that's better. Like, I like that thinking.
I don't regret it. Yeah, I don't regret it at all. The only thing I kind of regret probably just being up on that stage and knowing that you're not at your best and you've looked better in years prior. And it's like how I killed myself that prep. I got to the point where I would be on the Stairmaster whiting out and blacking out. I would try to walk out of the gym, not even be able to, like, I couldn't even see. But I didn't care because I was like, you know what? If this is what I got to do to win, I'm going to do it.
This was for the prepping for that contest
for that
specific?
show. So, you know, if I...
So you put in your all...
I put in my all, but you know what? If the game plan isn't correct from the get-go...
Yes.
You can bust your ass, you can kill yourself, but... It's like you're spinning tires.
Yeah.
Your game plan was set wrong to begin with.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. So is what it is. But yeah, it was tough, man. I killed myself that part.
Let's actually touch on that, because so for people like myself who I'm not too knowledgeable in this industry, in this field, what is the prep actually like, and how is the whole judging system? How does that work?
So
what exactly is it?
Yeah, cool. I like that. So basically. Let's start from how you get into these shows, how you work your way up, and then what the actual prep consists of. So basically, you apply to join the CPA. That's within Canada. The States, it's the NPC. That's the amateur ranks.
The NPC?
Yeah, the NPC. That's what they call it in the States. Here it's CPA, Canadian Physique Alliance.
Okay.
You apply into a regional show. Anyone can apply into a regional show as long as you have a membership.
Okay.
So you buy your membership, you apply, get into one of these shows. You have to win a regional show in order to qualify for nationals. So you work your way up the ranks. So once you win a regional, you go to nationals. So for me, in my case, I did a show in Montreal. This was like 3 years ago. I don't remember. It's been a while. Won that, qualified, and then I got to nationals where I did the Toronto Pro 1 year and then did Canadian nationals. So there's a level of working your way up, and the competition gets tighter and it gets harder, and they look at things more and more and more. So that's how you work your way up.
Okay.
In terms of the prep itself, there's a lot of variables. So basically, you usually have an off season, which is you know, throughout the year where you're growing, trying to, you know, put on as much size as you can. And then you got your contest prep period where it's usually 16 to 18 weeks, give or take, depending on how much time you need.
Okay.
Where you're basically dropping your food to lower levels. So like, you know, you cut your carbs down low, jack up your protein. You add in more cardio. There's a lot of different variables that you play with. You're basically depleting your body so you can show whatever you built under all that you know, water, whatever, et cetera, in the off season, and then displaying it on stage, right?
Okay.
So it takes about 18 weeks to do. And it's a process, right? You just play with these variables each week. You know, slowly bump them down, slowly bump them down. But then you eventually get to a point where you're in such a deficit that your body's just like, no, like, I don't want to do this. Like,
Right.
And that's where it affects your everyday lifestyle where, you know, going to work was a struggle. Walking was a struggle where I remember one prep towards closer to the show, the bottom of my feet hurt so much that like it hurt to walk, and like I was just walking like because there's nothing left of me. It was all it just hurt, right? Yeah. So that's basically what it takes, you know, to get towards the show. And then you got peak week, which is the week before the show, where you're kind of manipulating your food and your water and your salt in order to bring that look on stage. So that look that you see on stage with most of these competitors, it's a very short-lived, you know, maybe 2-3 days you can maintain that. Where you're loading it. So as you deplete for those 16, 18 weeks, but then that 1 week before the show, you're loading everything up. It's like it's like you're refeeding your body again to come back to life.
For sure.
And that's why you see everything like ripping and things look crazy. And you know what I mean? It's super cool. I love it.
Because I even heard they eat like chocolates before going on stage.
So that's technically your peak week and your carb up. So some people prefer doing chocolate. Some people do cleaner foods like rice cakes and jam. But you want really quick carbs like sugars and stuff like that in order to fill out that muscle. Because then right when you get on stage, everything's just loaded.
Popping.
And that's what gets everything to push against through the skin. And that's how they look like they're like aliens.
Aliens, for sure.
It's like crazy, you know what I mean? Crazy. But it's the coolest process. Like, as much as you're suffering through the whole thing and you think, why would someone even want to do this if it's so, like, it sounds terrible. It's so rewarding when you're up there and you're seeing your body, like, you're just like, damn, is that even me? Like, what? And you look back on the pictures and the videos, like, you're like, it's super self-rewarding and self-fulfilling, you know? And then if you really love it, you have to love it. That's the thing.
For sure.
It's one of those things that you have to love, because if you don't love what you're doing, especially with that, you're not gonna last. It's taxing on the mind, the body, everything.
For sure. And what I admire about you specifically is you've not only been building your, obviously, career in bodybuilding, but you're building a personality on social media. Where one of my boys, RIP Akbar, he actually passed away. He was a bodybuilder. He was at a great level. He was traveling all over, but he had no social media presence, right? And that was a big issue where like he was winning shows, he had great physique, but it's like, what's gonna happen afterwards, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's one of the things that, I mean, a lot of people chase the trophy and they chase the wins. Which is great. You know, it's super cool. Like I said, it's such a great experience.
Oh, for sure.
You feel like you're on top of the world. It's really rewarding. But yeah, after competing and even while you're competing, it's to build a personality and a, let's just say, how can we word it? Like a persona outside of just being the guy has the muscles.
Yes.
Like, that's so much more, because people want that, you know, I don't want to say transparency, that's, you know, just more depth or something other than just the dude with muscles.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I feel like it's so much more, I don't want to say cooler, like it's so much more cool that someone who can, you know, have all these muscles and show and kill it that way, but also bring in a personality and just a presence that
tie it all together
and can tie it all in. It's just a win. It's just why not? And you know what it is? I think that so many people get caught up in this lifestyle of one, and it's very visual and image based. That they forget that, you know, you got to work on your personality.
For sure.
There's other things in life you got to work on.
Oh, for sure.
That you need to address and take care of.
Oh, definitely.
They use the training and this lifestyle as an escape to rather than working on themselves inside, they're just going to working on themselves outside. And then it becomes it just consumes them. And being in this scene, I know you guys can't really relate, but being around these, it's probably 90% of the people in the scene, as cool as it looks and everything on the outside, the reality is that I hate to say that they're all fucked. Like most people are fucked. Like they're
fucked in a toxic sense.
Toxic as fuck, where it's very material, very fake. Like I said, all on the outside, nothing on the inside. A lot of these people are damaged and they're hurting, and they use the gym as an escape which is great. Hey, at least you're not getting in trouble. You're not getting arrested.
That's true.
You're not getting DUIs and
nicer
doing
vice.
a bunch of drugs. It's a great vice.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But don't forget to work on yourself as
sure.
well. Why just become one-dimensional? You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Everyone just becomes one-dimensional. They just say,
Yes.
okay, I'm the bodybuilder. Okay, I'm the fitness chick that just posts booty pics and
Yeah,
squats. And that's what I am.
Yes, yes.
Why is it going to be just that? Why
Yes.
not get into, I'm into music. I'm into having, working on my social skills, looking on what's on the inside.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's so much more to life than just to
for
be, a persona that's just, I'm the dude with muscles. I'm the
Yes.
chick with
Yeah,
a booty
yeah.
and some
Yeah.
abs. I hate to say it, but it's not everything.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure,
You
for
go
sure.
to you go to a millionaire and you say, "Hey, this is me." Okay, what else you got?
Yeah.
Where's your success? Okay, yeah, that's great. You worked hard. You busted your ass. I can appreciate that. But
for sure.
what else do you bring to the table aside from a body?
That's,
you know
that's
what I mean?
true. That's true.
And I think where I'm at in life is just because I've gone through all the stages and worked my way up the ranks and I've competed and I've done all this, I kind of just see through all that and it's
Yeah.
like, wow, this is not everything.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
people
yeah.
get consumed and say, oh, I'm gonna turn pro and I'm gonna do this, and they have this thing painted in their life that's all they're gonna do and that's all they're gonna grind and go for. But in reality, it's like, no, you're missing the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Here. There's so much more to life than just
for
that.
sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So it's unfortunate. It's deep. I know. Like it's a topic that, I don't want to offend anyone. I'm sorry if anyone takes offense, but it's the reality. And
That's true.
if you don't believe me, I'm in it and I see it and I deal with it every day. So maybe you just got to accept it.
Well, we
Anyone
talk
out
about
here,
that sometimes
right?
as well.
You
Like
know?
a lot of the, I don't want to say a lot of the girls, but some of the girls nowadays, they think, oh,
Yeah.
put on makeup and they lack substance. And it's
Yeah.
like, you try talking to them and it's like talking to a fucking
Yep.
wall.
Yep.
But okay, there's three things that I actually want to
Yeah.
say right now. So
Yeah.
bear with
Let's
me.
go. No, let's
so
go.
The
Let's
first
go.
thing is, okay, so I've heard of people fucking blacking out and greening out. And I think we glazed over the fact that you said you whited out.
Yeah.
White it out.
So what is that?
So, okay.
It's exclusive for white people only?
No. So, no. So basically, usually I black out, okay?
Okay.
Usually I see black, and it
Okay.
goes
Yeah,
fuzzy
yeah.
and black, and I'm gone.
Like you see
But for
stars.
some reason,
Okay.
this time when I got off that treadmill, man, everything was white. Shit was white, and I'm like, this
like,
is not...
okay, you're like, okay, like looking
like
into
we're
that
looking
light
into that white light, but it was like white.
No
and it
way.
kept going more white, more white.
That's what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
like, maybe
You're
I was
opening
dying.
the gate, you're about to die.
Maybe I was dying.
You saw heaven. Hey, at least
Yo, that's the title and thumbnail.
Maybe I saw the light.
you should be thankful. It's much scarier if you saw red.
No, that's a whole other.
yeah, that would be
that's a whole other topic there. That's a
White
whole
and
other
out,
topic.
good. Red and out.
That's a whole other topic. But yeah, no, this time it was white, so I'm just like, yo, I whited out. Like, I don't know, it's weird, weird as fuck. But
insane.
yeah, I wish that's how it happened. Like, it was just literally everything turned white, and it got worse and worse. And I was just trying to walk through the entrance. I'm like, I can't see shit. I'm just gonna go with whatever I'm like trusting. And I got into my car. I sat there for maybe like 30 minutes until my eyes kind of came back. And then I was good. I'm like, okay, let's go home. And
No way.
yeah, but it was white. That's why I'm saying whiting out. It was weird as fuck, but it was
like,
white.
We all kind of like glazed over it, and I was like, nah, I hate to ask.
Yeah, it was white. Yeah, it was weird as fuck. I usually have blackout, but not that I want to, but it was white this time. It was weird as fuck.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Anything
the
else?
other
Yeah, what else?
The other two
What's
things.
up?
I was curious. So you said
Yeah.
you have to have a membership in the CPA, right?
Yeah.
So what does that membership cost?
Ooh, good question.
I don't know off the bat,
Rough
on the top
estimate?
head, but it give or take, I think it's like $200.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
imagine a couple
Year,
$100.
and you got to renew it every
Every year.
It's good for the year. It's reasonable. You know what I mean? The shows can get expensive. I know a lot of people who go into debt from all this stuff
Oh shit.
with still nothing to show.
What's
for
the
it.
prize money if you take the dub?
Well, so yeah, that was yeah.
Oh, that was
So
Yeah.
this is the
Okay.
crazy part. There's no prize money in the amateur ranks. There's none. So you will kill yourself all for a plastic trophy
but you get to
or
rank
medal,
up, right?
But you rank up
You
to
rank
nationals.
up. Okay, fair.
But guess what? Nationals, you don't make any money either
So when do you start making money then?
as a pro. So
As a
once
pro.
you win a national show,
Okay.
and you get your pro card, and that's where
Olympia?
sponsorship opportunities where you can do if you win so once you turn pro, and you win a pro show as a pro after that,
Yeah.
you can qualify for the Olympia, and then that's a whole. So you're always working up your ranks. So
So how much
Yeah.
can you make off a pro show then if you win?
10K, 15K. Honestly, you're not relying on the wins to make you the money. It's more of the exposure and the sponsors and getting deals through that way, right?
For sure.
So, but it is a tough industry to be in, and honestly, I believe you really need you need a job.
For sure.
This has to be a lifestyle and a hobby. You need another job in order to balance things and even do what you got to do to afford this stuff. Whether it's the
just
food,
the diet, man.
I'd imagine, the supplements, everything.
Supplements, yeah.
It's super expensive. So you can imagine, how people can really put themselves in a bad position if they really don't, prioritize their goals and their life and being realistic with things, right?
For sure, for sure.
And it's like anything else, man. You can easily just throw yourself in debt and not care and be like, hey, So,
dude, I have a finance question. So for someone who's maybe not doing an Olympia, but kind of in like the nationals or kind of going pro, what do you think their monthly expenses are in terms of food, supplements, everything?
No filter, no BS.
Yeah.
So I'm an open bodybuilder. So we're at the top of the top. So we're the biggest dudes, the most hardcore, the most extreme.
Dude, you got a 50K
yeah,
wage,
we're not.
You.
No, but this is in terms of
lifestyle.
just physique. Like even just the physique. So basically in terms of like judging, like it's the most hardcore, category.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
and what did you say it was called again?
Open bodybuilding.
Open bodybuilding.
So
okay.
basically, there's classic physique. There's regular physique and open bodybuilding.
Okay.
Open bodybuilding is like a free for all. It's be the biggest, most nastiest looking dude, right?
Like Rich Piana kind
exactly.
of. Okay.
Classic physique is more so, keeping the symmetry and the balance, tight waist. You got weight requirements too.
Yeah.
So you can't be too big. There's certain things. And then there's physique, which is board shorts. You wear board shorts so you don't show your legs. Which I don't.
Pussies.
That's each to their own, but
Pussies.
They look at your V taper and your abs and very hardcore and all, like a hardcore itself, like your abs, right? All that. So you're judged on different things, right? So to set a margin on how much this stuff will cost, for me, being in open bodybuilding, you're pushing food ridiculously more than anyone possibly could.
Yeah.
Super supplements and stuff like that where it enhances your physique is going to cost you an arm and leg. So give or take, a prep can cost you, put it this way. I'll give you a breakdown on, let's just say, monthly.
Sure.
What I would spend.
On a month, yeah.
Even right now, I got a meal prep company that cooks up my meals. That's $500 a week. So that's
$2,000 a month.
$2,000 just on food.
Just on food.
Just on my proteins, let alone rice, all that shit, right? Super supplements can range from, let's say, $2,000, depending if you're using like real pharma prescribed stuff.
Yes.
Then there's regular supplements, your proteins, your aminos, your pre's, all that stuff. That could be $500 a month.
Wow.
Okay, so 4.5K so far.
4.5K. That's just diet and supplements and all that.
Yep.
Then you got to figure your coaching, right? Your expenses on coaching, all that stuff. You're looking at 5 to 6K a month easily.
Just in expenses.
Yes.
And that's without a fucking mortgage, a car.
That's without your car payments. That's without nothing.
Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
Date nights.
Exactly.
Dates,
exactly.
yeah.
Expenses. So you can really put yourself in the hole if you're not careful with all this stuff, right? But I never, as much as a bodybuilder that I am, and I'm really pushing this, I feel like I'm diverse where, I'm also a businessman. I've never worked for anyone else in my life except myself.
Fire. We're going to go deep into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We're going to get into that for sure.
Yeah, so luckily I'm fortunate enough to be able to do these things, but it is super expensive.
Okay. So
man.
We definitely want to jump into the business point next, but we're going to rapid fire a couple of fitness questions that we had prepared for you. What was the feeling like first time being judged on stage? Whether that was the pre-show for the judges or even like, how was it in front of the crowd, the audience?
That's something, the first time you get a little bit of jitters because you're wondering, like, am I good enough?
Yes.
I only see myself with, in the mirrors and, like the check-in pictures. Like, I don't know how I look on a stage, but when you're up there and you hear the crowd and they're rooting for you and all that, it gives you such an adrenaline rush. It's such a good feeling. Of course, right before you jump on stage, you're worried. You have every thought in your head, just like anything else.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, when you're up there, at least for me, I got such a rush. I loved it. And then as you get moved to the center of the stage, anyone who gets pushed to the center of the stage is usually the ones who are going to win, and that's your top three. as you work your way more towards the center, you're just like, all right, like, let's go. Like, I got this. And then you start getting that, you know, that rush even more. It's super cool. Yeah, it's super cool.
No, I was talking to Mo about that. Like some bucket list things is like not now. Right now I'm to focus on business, but we were talking because our brother-in-law used to do bodybuilding semi-professionally. So like, go do a show. Yeah, it'd be so cool.
I feel like it's something you got to do, especially if you have an interest in it.
Yeah,
at least do it once, just for yourself.
Oh, for sure,
just for yourself. Just say, yo, I did it. Yeah, just so you can experience that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's so cool.
Oh, for sure. There's 3 things I want to do like that: run a marathon.
Yeah.
Do a bodybuilding show. Yeah. And do like an actual boxing in front of an audience. That'd be so sick.
That'd be sick.
But the next one was, what's your go-to meal after your big prep? You had 16 weeks, can't eat nothing. What's the go-to meal?
Yeah. You know what? If you asked me that like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, they all ranged. I went through my phases of like crazy ass post-show like celebrations where we had pizza and wings and cheesecake, and to the point where I remember I literally was, I think it was in Montreal. I was dead. I was on the bed. I literally left everyone because I ate so much pizza and like wings. I just went on the bed alone, passed out. Like my stomach was like a bubble. It's like all the food just blew me up. And I just knocked out for like 3 hours. They're like, where'd John go? Like, so right now I'd probably just settle for, you know, steak and fries.
Fair.
Like a nice big steak and fries. Right on. You know, something like that. Nothing too. But that's from learning from experience to not go overboard.
Oh, for sure.
You'll feel terrible.
Oh God, I can't even. Yeah, actually, I know because we're Muslims, so we had Ramadan recently, and when we're fasting, usually you don't obviously eat after you're starving all day. Yeah. But there's one day where like dinner was really late, we're waiting for someone to come, and it was a social thing at my sister's house. Yeah. I ate to the point where like I couldn't eat anymore. Yeah. And I remember everyone's having a good time. I'm just like sitting in the corner.
It's hitting you.
Like I heard pain, right? Like your mind is you eat all this food.
And you know you're like, I fucked up.
I fucked up. Like, oh man, shit. That was the worst.
Yeah. You ever break your fast with a steak?
Like open with steak? No.
Bro, I did that once, and I didn't realize like you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. The meat will fuck you up.
Red meat's hard to digest.
Yeah. But I was like a 24-hour fast too.
24-hour fast.
And I decided to. I don't know why I just had
that's
steak.
a shock to the body.
Yeah.
Sure. You probably get some bad stomach pains.
Ideally, you want to start with fruits and water.
Yeah, like something light.
God.
I didn't get the memo.
God. Crazy. All right, and then before we go into the business, we want to ask the tattoos, man. Explain the tattoos. Yeah. You're tatted up.
That's like part of your brand.
Yeah. You know what? That's part of me, I guess. That was always my thing. My first tattoo was when I was like 13.
Oh, shit.
13, yeah. I started my back when I was 13. By the time I was 17, I already had a sleeve, my whole back done, my chest.
Wow.
Then I'm 29 now, so everything from then till now I have everything done except one leg left that I'm just saving for, I don't know, maybe kids or like family or stuff like that. But yeah, so it was a thing. You know what? I grew up around it. My dad has a lot of tattoos too, and he's into all that too. So I think growing up around that, it was just like normal for me. So I was like, you know, and I always liked them. I always thought it was cool. So my dad with them. I would watch WWE and I'd see The Undertaker and I'd see all these guys like, oh, that's sick. Like, it's cool, man. I want that. And then, you know, as I got older, it kind of just, I realized, okay, these are tattoos and you can go here to do them and this.
Yes.
And then, it just one thing led to another, you know, did my face, did my neck, did my whole head done, have everything done.
Any tattoos you regret?
I wouldn't say necessarily regret. You know what it is? Every time I decide to get a piece done on me, I'm very like methodical or like, I don't want to say spiritual, but methodical on things. Okay. So every time I were to get some work done on me, it's for a reason. Okay. And like, it's usually when I'm turning the page on something, or if I learned a lesson, or even if I really fuck something up, I'm like, yo, I got to give myself some pain here and like, you know, learn from this shit. And it's a constant reminder of, yo, don't do that shit again. Learn from that. You know what I mean? So that's how I approach tattoos and all that. Okay. I got a lot of them, so I guess like you must have learned a lot of lessons, right?
Oh, for sure. I was gonna say you must have a lot of pages in your book.
Yeah, and believe it or not, this sleeve right here is, I just finished this cover up. So I had a sleeve under this, and I went over it all again. I just didn't want to see it anymore at one point. Yeah. So this arm got redone like 5 times.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah. So we went over it 5 times.
No way.
So even if you do regret a tattoo, or you can always cover it up and bang out something else on top.
That's
awesome. You know what I mean?
And you ever
Go ahead.
You ever see those like TikToks or whatever, where like they'll have a tattoo of like their significant other's name, and they break up and they like turn it into something else.
Yeah.
Bro, those
Just to get it redone again. A couple months later. God.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you was, because you said you were getting your tattoos as young as like, you said 13, was it?
13, yeah. 13.
Were you like always bigger, like bodybuilding wise, or like was it
You know
skinny?
what? I was at that point. I was just getting into training.
Okay.
I mean, as a kid, let's just say when I was up till 10 years old, I was super skinny.
Okay.
I was a very, very, very skinny kid. I was probably 120 pounds, 115 maybe.
Okay.
Then I got like really fat.
Okay.
The video games came around, and like World of Warcraft came out, and like
right
RuneScape, and like all, I don't know if you guys play that. So I got into all that, and I just became like a potato and just played like all day and night, ate and just did. That's all I did aside from school. So I got really fat, and then
when you say really fat, can you throw some numbers?
I don't know, maybe like I don't want to sound like really fat, but hey, it's me, right? Like I can call myself fat. I don't judge no one. I don't care. You can be whatever size you are. I don't care. Whatever makes you happy. For me myself, I was fat.
Got the boobs.
I had boobs and love handles and
like me.
You're good. You're good, dude. You're good, dude. A lot worse. So basically, I at that point that was right at the time when I started getting into training and learning. So I wouldn't say I was a beginner.
Okay.
But then it literally from 13 to like 16, 17, it just went like, I just went full blown like, just train like that. I got locked into that shit at a young age. Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
And the reason I asked was because like, I'd imagine like, because I first thought you were probably skinny and then ballooned up. Yeah. Do the tattoos like change as your body expands?
No, not really. You know what? As long as you do it right and you don't grow too quick, for the most part, you're okay. Yeah. Like, I've gotten stretch marks like that came through some of them and all that stuff as I grew, but like the tattoos themselves, they actually stayed.
They stayed.
Yeah, that whole stigma of like, oh, what if I grow or what if they don't get. Nah.
Fair.
They stay. Yeah.
Okay. I also want to ask you, did you grow up in Toronto?
I moved 13 times in my life.
Oh shoot.
So I never really had a home where like that was where I lived my whole life, and this is the house that I grew up in. You know, I lived in Woodbridge, Vaughan, North York, Richmond Hill, Thornhill, King City. Like I've been I've been like probably everywhere in the GTA or North York, Toronto, whatever. But yeah, right. Yeah. So I've been everywhere. So I can't really tell you like I guess Toronto, where like it's a bit of everywhere. Yeah. A bit of everywhere, man. Never had one spot. You know.
Okay. And then last tattoo question, I promise. What's your most expensive tattoo?
Most expensive. You know what? I built like such a good relationship with
the artist.
My artists. Like honestly, like shout out to Brandon and Driggs. You guys are like my boys. They hook me up. Like I don't even ask for anything from them. I'll pay whatever. I don't care. But they hook me up. They're good people.
Okay.
Amazing artists. So in terms of price points, honestly,
you can even ball it like as if you were going to get the same work done externally. How much that would cost
from someone else?
Yeah. Just so we get like.
Give or take, I would probably say that in one sitting or in one session, or I did it in 2 days.
Yeah.
Probably my hamstring. I have this giant zombie on my hamstring.
Oh shit!
No way.
Super 3D, realistic, crazy looking.
Oh shit!
It'll probably run anyone like 8 to 10 grand just on a hamstring. The size of it's like ginormous.
Wow.
Yeah.
8 to 9 grand on a hamstring.
Yeah.
Which takes 2 days.
Yeah. So I spent 12 hours the first day. Actually, more 15 hours, and then like another 13 hours the next day.
No.
Wow.
We went from 12 in the afternoon till like 2 a.m. at night.
No way.
And then we went again. I went back for more 12 till 2 a.m.
And you're literally just sitting there the whole time like this.
And we literally like when you spend that much time with a tattoo artist, you literally like, he knows my whole life.
Yeah.
Like
like a therapy session.
Literally like a therapist, and like I'm hearing his shit, and you're hearing my shit. And it's like, we know everything about each other. We became super close. And like the amount of times I've gone to him, it's just like, if anyone knows my life, like, it's probably him. Wow. Believe it or not.
So out of all you, just for the audio sake, out of all your tattoos, which one means the most to you?
I like that.
That's a good question.
Damn, that's a good one.
Shout out Big Mo.
Believe it, I've never. You know what? I've never gotten asked that question ever in my life.
Welcome to the podcast.
I think people seen so much. I think people seen so much.
Yeah.
They don't even think like, does he have a favorite one? They're just like, oh, whatever. In terms of like sentimental value, this This is a tough one, guys. Shit. Yeah, man. No, but that's a really good one. You know what? Ugh. I'd probably say, you know what? I'd probably say my neck.
Okay.
Yeah, I did this wolf on my neck. I have a wolf right here.
I see the eyes. I see the
Yeah, it
eyes.
faded a lot through all the sun and the damage and the sweating. This is what it is. I gotta probably retouch it up. I'm just avoiding it. Probably the wolf. It's just more for sentimental reasons. Like in terms of like for how it looks and like how cool it is. I love them all in that sense, but for meaning and all that, probably my neck.
Yeah.
You know, I went through. I guess we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Why not? A few years back, I had a cousin who passed away. He was one of my closest cousins. Super nice guy. You'd never expect it. Just, you know, all around solid dude to himself, always smiling. You know, we loved Jackass and Bam Margera and the purple Lambo. The Mercy he had. He had a purple Mercy. We always would talk about that. One day we're going to have that car, whatever, right? This is on my mother's side. So he passed away around 4 years ago when I got this. It was due to, you know, health complications mixed with being around the wrong crowd and, you know, getting caught up in things. And unfortunately, he didn't make it. And I think that was one of the experiences where I realized that we're not invincible. Like,
Oh, for sure.
I was doing some shit too that probably wasn't good. And it made me realize, like, wow, you know what? Like, this, whatever we do in this life and what we decide to do and take, etc., it all has an effect. Like, there's a cause and effect. And and you got to be careful because, like I said, we're not invincible. And he was like the lesson for me that yo, like, it can happen to anyone.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, unfortunately, he's not here with us now. It was rough. It was really rough seeing him, you know, seeing him there. It just didn't feel real, especially when it's someone at your age. Like,
of course.
I grew up with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, this isn't real, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and it was just like, I remember buying his outfit for when he had to get put in the casket and all that. And I picked the purple tie because I knew we always loved the purple Mercy, right? So he went in there with that, and, you know, it's huge learning curve for me when that went down. And then I got this neck tattoo done shortly after. And like I said, I do everything as chapters. Or reminders or things like that. So that was one of them. And yeah, I don't really tell people my personal stories on why I get these things. So hey, I'm opening up to you guys about this stuff. No, literally nobody knows why. Like nobody even asked that, to be honest, because there's so many. Yeah. But yeah, I don't mind sharing it with you guys. That's cool.
Dude, that's so awesome how sentimental you are about all these things. Again, because and I appreciate you sharing that story and being vulnerable. I see you're worked up a bit, but it's crazy how, like, everything you've had so far, you said to us, is there's meaning attached to it. The Rolex, there's a real deep meaning. The rechange sleeve, change the page, the neck tattoo. Like, that's so awesome that you have these things attributed to you, because, like, now when you look in the mirror, it's not just, it's a bunch of tattoos. Like, these are stories for you, right? Where 99% of people, when they see you walking down the street, they see you, they're gonna get intimidated, a bunch of tattoos, it's gonna scary, and they move on. But it's so much deeper than that.
Yeah, for me, you know what it is, man? Like, I decided to live my life with a purpose, and I see it for, it's not just, I want to look this way to look good for X, Y, Z, or I want to do this to look cool for whoever. I do things for myself, and I like to be different. I like to be unique, but I also do things all out of, like, reason. You know what I mean? Like, there's substance to this shit. You know what I mean? I don't operate on just, this looks nice. I want to be the cool guy. No. Or to intimidate people. Anyone who gets a tattoo or anything like that to be like, I want to be a badass, is just don't get it. Don't do it. You need more behind it than just that, right?
For sure.
So I live my life with a purpose and meaning behind it, where it's like, I have reasons for everything. I'm not one of those guys, especially if you were to hear something about me from one person, I guarantee you there's another side that they will leave out, because I don't operate in a sense of like, he was just a hothead and he told me to fuck off. No. There's reasons behind why I do things, and I like to live as a good person. You know, I have honor tattooed on my face for a reason.
Yes.
So I like to live with, you know, all these morals and all that. Everything's for a reason. So yeah, most people will judge me and think, he's just a crazy, oh my God, who would do that? But it's like, no, man, I like to just express myself. I like to be unique. I like to be different. And I'm not going to stop being who I am out of the fear of what are they going to think of me. So
Oh, for sure.
I like tattoos. I like this shit. I just embrace it and I just say, fuck it. Like, that's me.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
John,
sure.
you know?
That's actually cool, man.
You know
Because
what I
I
mean?
feel like, especially now, we have like this new wave of, or maybe I'm just seeing it, but I feel
Yeah.
like so many people are just getting tattoos they don't really care about, or
Yeah.
just kind of,
Yeah.
oh, it looks cool, or like,
Yep.
how many girls have we all seen that kind of,
Yep.
they just have like, they'll have a rose here and then a rose here and then like
Yeah.
a rose like here.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm starting to notice a pattern.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know.
I had a, you know, literally when I was getting this arm covered up, I was having a conversation with my artist, I think even Safe, who's filming right now.
Shout out to Safe.
Shout out to Safe, getting all the clips. He was there too, and he overheard it. He actually got it on footage. Basically, that a lot of people want to be covered now and have the look, but there's, like I said, there's no substance or meaning behind it. They're just like, okay, let's put this, let's put that, because I want to have that look.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a thing where I always say, like, what's your why?
Yeah.
Right? Make sure you're doing things for the right reason always,
Yes.
and you won't regret it.
Oh, for
hey,
sure.
if you want to cover your body because you like that look, you might not like that look 20 years from now, and that's when people regret it. You know what I
for
mean?
sure, for
if
sure.
you live with purpose and for all the right reasons and the right why,
Yeah.
and you're doing things for you, there's no reason why you would ever regret what you get done, because there's
Exactly.
substance behind it. Life is about substance, you
For
know?
sure, for
You
sure.
can't just be this. You don't want to be someone who's a pushover. You don't want to be
Yes.
someone who just does things because that's the cool thing.
Yes.
Or that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, like you said, a lot of people do these things nowadays to fit the part, to look the part.
Yes.
But you know what? Like when they're put under pressure and, you know, that's when you see people's true colors.
Oh,
And
for
half
sure.
the time, this look that they're trying to show is
Yeah.
often hiding
Something else.
something else.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And it all shows when you're
Agreed.
put, when that comes down.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, John,
Now-
it's actually perfect that you said
Yeah.
that, because the next question we had
Okay.
was, what is your why?
What's my why? You know what? My why is, you know what? I owe it to my parents, I guess, for this. Luckily, I was raised by two very good parents. You know, a lot of people don't have that opportunity to have solid parents and guidance in life. You know, they really instilled, you know, having, like I said, honor, value, morals. You know what I mean? Standing up for what you believe in, tradition, all that stuff.
Yeah.
My why in life in general, not just in terms of goals or what I want to do, is literally just be able to stand for something that I believe in, right? But also help others and help them reach that point too. And hopefully getting that reciprocated where we can all be winning and all doing good in life, right?
For sure.
You know what I mean? I want to see everyone be doing good. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm one of those guys that if I'm winning and I'm doing great, I want my boys, let's go,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
go
Oh,
get
for
this,
sure,
right?
for sure.
But only on that fact that, hey, we're all doing this for the right reasons. and
Yes.
we all want to succeed. It's, you know what I mean? There's no jealousy, no shit talking, none of that
Yes.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm that type of person, you know? I don't ever like to front and try to say, hey, I'm better than you. It's never that.
Yes.
I want, just come aboard, you know what I mean? Come on the ship, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. For
So
sure.
that's really my why, is just basically to live a life that, you know, I can truly say that I'm me, that I can honor and bring others with me to enjoy the success and where we can all just win.
Fire.
You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
That's awesome.
You know
That's
what I mean?
awesome.
That's a very good
This
answer.
is the Success Podcast, Seeking
Yeah.
Success, where we want to talk
Yeah.
about business as we're coming to close to the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
You said you never worked for anyone. That's something
Never.
awesome to
Yeah.
hear. Let's go through the journey, man.
Yeah.
How'd that get started? What were you doing to make ends meet?
Yeah, so basically, like I said, luckily enough, I had a family business that was always around.
Okay.
I grinded when I was at the age of 15 till now still, taking care of the family business.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, I worked my way up. I was out on site, you know, mixing bags. So we're in the construction.
Okay,
We're in
okay.
construction. So, you know, I was out on site mixing bags, doing all the hard labor. Then, you know, they brought me into the warehouse. Started doing all warehouse work, sweeping the floors, getting all the orders ready. Just, you know, then I got brought into the office, learned the ways of how we operate, how we run things. Then it eventually led to me going after the jobs, estimating jobs, going after the work, you know,
Yes.
making business relationships with different people and
Yes.
and all that. So luckily growing up, I've always had that as my main,
That's awesome.
you know, breadwinner, whatever it is, like,
yeah.
you know, my business, that I'll continue doing because it's a family a family business where I want to continue that legacy and keep it going, right? I want to keep it within the family. And then I also got our new an up and coming gym that's going on.
Yes.
That's making a lot of it's making a lot of waves that
we gotta come check it out. We want to come check it out, man.
Yeah, no, I'd love to have you there. I get in, getting a lot of DMs, a lot of messages where, we're still working through the kinks, but it's like I'm just getting overwhelmed with so much hype.
Yes.
So I got that going on too. So, I got a bit of both. I'm a bit of everywhere. Right?
Is undergrad open for the public right now, or
no? Not right now. Right now, no. So right now everything's registered, everything's ready to go. Was working on a deal for the land. We're gonna build up because we're in construction. We were gonna build it from the ground up, get things going that way. Unfortunately, the deal fell through, but I found another location.
Okay.
If not even better.
Nice.
And hopefully we seal the deal on this one. I don't want to say anything just yet because I want it bulletproof. But within the year and a half, you're gonna see something really special come to Vaughan, and I feel like we really need it.
Oh, for sure.
And it's crazy because it's like a lot of people tell me it's like, John, why are you doing this gym? Like you're good. You got enough going on with construction. I'm like, you guys don't get it. It was never for the money. It's not for me to make bank. As much as we got to pay bills and make a profit and be profitable, of course, it's a business. Business is business. But it was more so just that I wanted to give something to the community, especially in Vaughan, where it's something special and fucking cool that I really want to provide to everyone because we don't have that. Oh, and if I'm the one that's got to do it, I'm going to do it, right? And it's just out of the love, man. It's the love for the scene and to give people such a cool environment where they can go train, they can do all. We're gonna have so much stuff in that building, man, that I can't even say that.
What it reminds me of is Bradley Murray when he opened his gym, right? He created it for the content creator mind. At first, it was just his private gym, and then people start coming in.
Exactly.
Because that's so cool. Because correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really train bodybuilding scene like that, but I go to regular gym. But I don't think there's gyms that are allowed to, especially the commercial ones, they tell you not to film in there for privacy.
Yeah.
Unless there's some privately owned ones, but that could be like a first big one in Toronto, right?
The one cool thing that me and Saif are just discussing too is that we're actually going to have a studio room in there where we can hold podcasts and video editing, and people can we'll have a soundproof glass window where people can kind of see what's going on in there. And right. But so we're going to actually offer, it's going to be something completely unique that nobody's doing.
That is going to be so dope.
And it's going to make a wave. I mean,
dude, that's
between
sick.
I've traveled all around the world and seen a shit ton of gyms.
Yes.
And I picked the best from everything that I took, and I'm going to put it all into one. And it's going to be, I guess our slogan is pretty much where street culture meets bodybuilding.
Yes.
It's essentially just me, who I am.
Yes.
It's me in a location, in a place.
Yes.
Right? So, street culture being, whether it's lowriders and tattoos and, crazy ass cars and that lifestyle where it can meet the bodybuilding fitness scene, which I'm also into.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So we're providing a really state-of-the-art location and facility to train in, but also a cool vibe where people are just like, yo, I can fuck with this place because it's fucking cool, and I don't want to go anywhere else because why would I go anywhere else? Right? You know what I mean?
Yo, so we'll film part 2 of this podcast over there at Underground.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it. Yeah.
Another thing as well is you said you've been to a bunch of gyms.
Yeah.
What is the best gym you've been to?
The best gym. See, that's it. Each gym has its own little
pros and cons.
Yeah, it all has its pros and cons. There's some things I would switch, some things I do. That's why I'm making my own gym.
Yes.
That's why I want to do it my own. They're literally smashing it all together in one.
The white light gym.
Yeah, right. Honestly, I'd probably say no Planet Fitness, none of that shit. None of that. Definitely not that.
Umar switching.
You know what? Dragon's Lair in Las Vegas.
Dragon's
Lair in Las Vegas. That's owned by
dope.
it's owned by Flex Lewis. He's like he's a pro 212 Olympian. Well, ex-pro. I mean, he no longer competes. He's out there now, but he decided to go through and build up this crazy ass gym in Vegas.
Wow.
Has all I know you guys aren't too familiar with like fitness equipment, but has like all Arsenal fitness equipment, which is like the state of the art shit.
State of the art top shit.
Like literally the machines have like dragon skin in their finish in black, like black smoked dragon skin. Like, and it's like done properly, like very like
airbrushed on, or
no, it's like actually like it looks like
3D.
like
No, bro, it's like they actually
lizard
killed the
skin.
dragon. And
No.
they got
Wait,
No,
it's actually lizard skin?
It's actually no.
okay,
It's still solid steel or metal,
okay.
but it's
a
just
design, like a
but
3D design.
It's a
Laser
3D
cut.
design, laser cut, all to that,
Okay,
and
okay.
like he just thought it out so well. Whether it's the posing room and how he implements, his marketing and advertising through everything there and the look and. That's probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite gym. It's not the biggest gym. I wish it could be bigger. I wish it could have a little more extra things.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it's fucking badass. Yeah,
Dude,
I love it there.
I'm definitely gonna check it out next time in Vegas.
Dragon's
do
Lair,
they have
Las
like
Vegas.
drop in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do some
Yeah.
drop in.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Were you able to check out Bradley Martin's gym in LA?
Never been there
No?
yet. I haven't been to LA. That's
you
on
haven't been to
on
LA.
the
Okay,
bucket
okay.
list.
Oh man,
I heard it's super cool. I know Safe's been there.
whether
so.
you're in LA or Vegas, I think one of the most awesome things to do is do the road trip
Yeah.
from Vegas to LA.
Yeah,
One of the most
yeah.
beautiful drives I did. It's
Yeah.
like crazy. You see, like
Yeah, I gotta do that.
It's nuts. It's
I gotta
nuts.
do that.
It's nuts.
That's on the bucket list.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's
For sure.
awesome to hear.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Well, we're about to go into our final four.
right.
But before we, right, Umar? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah, before we go into the final four, we want to ask you, is there anything else you want to talk about or any questions you have for us?
Any questions for you guys? We can talk about a lot of shit, though. You know what I mean? You know what? How did you guys get into this? How did you guys get into podcasting? And
Yeah, okay.
like,
so-
what's your why? What's your guys' why? You know what I mean? Like,
oh man,
I want to know this.
God, I'll let Radies answer in a
Yeah.
second, but this specific podcast, I guess
Yeah.
Radies could talk about it. But me in general, this
Yeah.
is the second, technically the third podcast I started.
Yeah.
I just love hearing stories, man.
Cool.
I'm just generally very freaking curious.
Yeah.
I'm a kind of friend who just likes to listen, right?
Yeah.
So this is like the perfect place where we get the coolest people on and hear the crazy
Yeah.
stories, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's Joe Schmo. Or if it's someone
Yeah.
like you, an actual
Yeah.
social media personality,
Yeah.
it's awesome to sit down.
Super cool.
This specific podcast started for some different reasons, but I'll let Radies touch on why he's kind of doing it too.
Yeah, so this is also my second podcast.
Damn.
The first
All
one was
right.
also called the Seeking Success Podcast, but it kind of retired, and then we just
Okay.
relaunched it.
Cool.
I don't know. I just feel like it's just the best way to meet people, right? Like certain
Yeah.
people,
Sure.
they would have never give you the time out of their day, but
Yeah.
it's because now you're doing content with them. You collaborate with people on an insane scale. You meet
Mm-hmm.
so much dope people, and just all these industries too, right? Like
it's pretty dope.
for you, it's bodybuilding. We have rappers, comedians, real estate people, X, Y, Z. So I think it's just being around like the top dogs in all the industries. It's a pretty cool thing to have.
Oh,
That's
for
cool,
sure.
man. Yeah.
For sure.
That's sick.
And then, before we jump into our
Good
final
stuff.
four, we're gonna ask because you had an insightful question.
Yeah.
What are some bodybuilders you look up to? Is there someone you want to replicate their career?
You know what's crazy, man? You get so caught up in the scene, or at least I do, where it's like, growing up, I've had a lot of role models where I could say, I want to be like Arnold, or I want to be like this, I want to be like that. But what made me click and realize that I'm not normal is that I don't want to be like any of those other people. I see these guys, I can appreciate it.
Yes.
I know they're super cool. I can
Yes.
admire it. They're very successful, but I know I'm me. And I know
Yes.
that I got something in me that people don't got.
Yes.
As crazy as that sounds, it's a weird thing, but I just feel like there's something in me that I'm myself and I can bring my own influence to.
Fire.
It might not, hey, like I said, I can't compete with the greats in terms of like, Olympians, right? But I'm not going to be the one to say I'm better than them on a competitive level.
Yeah.
But in terms of having a persona and being who I am, like I'm an individual where I feel like I don't want to replicate anyone, or I don't, you know what I mean? I can appreciate Arnold. I can appreciate Rich Piana. I can
Yeah.
appreciate, Lee Priest. I love all these guys. They're all super cool.
Goats.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Met a lot of them. Love them to death. But I'm still me. And I
sure.
know that what I'm going to bring, or what I am bringing, is something unique and
Oh, for
different.
sure.
And let's just see, like, the sky's the limit. So,
for sure, for
I don't put a limit on anything that I do.
For sure.
So I never look at something where I'm like, I can't do that. Or,
Okay,
you know what I
okay.
mean? I don't look at someone in a nice car or a nice house, or it could be anything. Even if they're mentally on another level than me, I'll never be like, oh, I can never be like that. How can I be
Yeah.
like? I go, that's cool. You know what? I could do that.
Yes.
Or what can I do to get there?
Yes.
I'm never the one that
The
has
right mindset.
self-doubt.
Oh, yeah.
I don't fear, I hate to say it, but I don't fear nothing when it comes to this kind of shit.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I'm very self-sufficient. I've always been independent my whole life.
sure.
That I've never had that fear of like the what if. There was
Yes.
I've never caught myself
Fair.
saying, oh no, I can't do this. No, it's always
Yeah.
like, all right, what I got to do to do this shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So Yeah, I'm kind of rambling on.
No, phenomenal. That was a great answer.
Yeah, I guess, Rich, Piano, Lee, Priest, Arnold, they're all the greats. I love all them in terms of what they bring to the industry.
But you're trying to build you.
But I'm me. Yeah, I'm
trying
me.
to get that John XL.
Yeah, and like I said, the sky's the limit. I don't like to put limits on anything.
Yes.
And I know I can go somewhere with this shit if you put in the work.
Oh, for sure.
And you grind, and hopefully it pays off. So
for sure,
yeah.
fire.
Damn,
Fire.
I like
Well, that wraps it up. We got one question from the audience too. Mo wanted to ask.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to start working out?
What advice? Okay. Is this okay? This can go
Generally,
any way.
yeah.
Generally,
Yeah.
You're not saying in terms of like just tips on how to do things.
No, just
'Cause
like
see, with me, it's very different. Where, I can be that cookie cutter guy and say, do push, pull, legs, off day, train 5 days a week, and eat your chicken and your rice and this. You know what I mean? But I feel like what I want to bring is something so much more to it than just, here's your diet, here's your training. This is what will get you the look you want.
Yes.
Which of course that plays a part.
Yeah.
You got to look the part. You got to put in the work. You got to do it.
Oh, for sure.
But I feel like there's such another level where you mentally, in the mindset and everything, there's so much more dimension to it. So it's like, to a new beginner, honestly, I would just say, keep your head down, just grind, focus on yourself. Don't listen to what other people say. Don't compare yourself ever to anyone, because you're yourself. You're your own person. And the results will come if you just keep grinding. Literally, if you keep grinding, you don't give up, you find a way to make shit happen, you will get to your goal of whatever you want to get to.
For sure.
But also remember that there's a lot more to life, and the gym isn't everything,
I like that you put at the ending, for sure.
Dude, I think you're working hard enough when you white out.
Yeah, I get to the point where it's
Trying
like,
to white out, man.
Yeah, I get to the point where it's like most of my coaches have to be like, John, chill out, like stop going so hard, which is fucked up. You know what I mean?
That's so
Even
dope.
in terms of intensity and training, it's like I'll go to the point where it's like I don't care. I feel like one of the most important things with training too, especially at this level, is where you have to bring that intensity. That's so many guys overcomplicate things with, let's follow the bar path and how we do this and twist that. It's like, of course, do the exercise properly, but a lot of people are forgetting the most important part, which is you need that intensity. You gotta give enough of a blow to your body that it wants to change, and it has to grow stronger in order to change. And how are you gonna do that? You gotta throw something hard at it.
Yes.
So with training, you gotta go hard. You gotta give it your all. Whether it's relative to your experience. So what's heavy for me could be light for someone else. What's light for me could be heavy for someone else.
For sure.
But as long as you're bringing
that
push and you're giving it your all, that's the main thing that a lot of people forget, right?
Phenomenal. And then a follow-up question for someone more experienced.
Yeah.
At what point can someone start taking the super subs?
Super subs, you know what? It would be, I'm gonna leave like full transparency here.
Yeah.
Because I would shoot myself in the foot if I would say that, wait until you compete, because I didn't. But I want to give the proper healthy answer, which would be, unless you want to do this competitively, don't take anything at all. That's the educational, proper, textbook answer, right?
Media trained answer.
But it's one of those things that if you look into it and you do your research and you know all the side effects and what you're getting yourself truly into, and I mean, maybe go reach out to someone who's been in it and actually has been doing it, and they can tell you firsthand experiences. And I'm talking like proper, a proper individual, not just, there's a lot of gym bums out there that don't know anything. Reach out to someone who actually knows, and then pick their brain and see if it's really for you.
For sure.
It's very individual, and if that's the route you want to go and that's the look you want, then you know what? As long as you know what you're getting to, go for it, I'd say, right? But, it's one of those things, man, that it's so user dependent, where it's it's individuals that who am I to say don't do something?
Oh, for sure.
Half the time, if someone says don't do something, someone's gonna go do it even more.
Yeah, just because you said it. Yeah,
That's fair.
It's like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, there is no age that you should do it. There's none of that. It's one of those personal things.
What about at a fitness journey level? Like would someone wait till they put on the most size possible then do it?
Yeah, of course. Well, of course, I would build a foundation before I ever, you would ever
Do something like, yeah.
Like I trained for almost 6-7 years with nothing, zero.
Yes.
And I got accusations of like, yo, what are you taking? And I'm like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? I don't know any of this shit. Like they're listing all these drugs and shit. And I'm just like, I don't know what you're saying. And they look at me like I'm...
You're lying.
But I literally didn't know. So I took it as a compliment. I was like, okay, cool. They think I look good then, right?
Sure.
While I wasn't using anything. Yeah. And then, like I said, because I was wanting to compete and I knew that things have to be done in order to be competitive and go somewhere. And it was also the look that I wanted to achieve. I mean, I got to a point where I looked really good, but I was like, okay, I want more.
Yes.
I personally want more. I did my research. I did all that. Figured, you know what? Let's take the leap. I don't really drink. I don't really smoke. I don't do much. So I was like, all right, this will be my vice, right?
Yeah.
We all gotta pick.
We gotta pick something.
Yeah, we
pick a poison.
We gotta pick our poison. If there's gonna be a poison, just pick one.
Yeah, fair.
Right? If there's gonna be one,
fair.
Try to avoid it at all costs.
Okay.
But you know.
And last super sub question. We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot of things about super supplements interrupting your sex life. Is that true?
You know what? If things are, the problem is nowadays, a lot of people, like I said, are not educated on how to properly do things, right? That's where you hear all those horror stories where people say things
like
don't work
ED
and this don't work.
Yeah,
like
we have no sex drive anymore.
Yeah, that's when people are doing it the wrong way.
Okay.
Right? If anyone's telling you that, that's the clear sign that, okay, they did it wrong. There's times where, you know, when you're getting ready for a show, your body's so depleted and like malnourished that regardless, you're gonna have no sex drive anyways. It's not gonna happen. Your body.
It's more from a diet standpoint.
Yeah. That's nothing to do in terms of
your biophysical.
What the compounds are doing to you. It can be done properly. If anything, it can actually benefit your sex life and sex drive.
More testosterone.
You know,
for sure.
in the States, there's tons of TRT clinics out there now because, you know, nowadays our male testosterone is
so
like
low.
at an all-time low. Right? And it's a huge problem. And, you know, these doctors are prescribing people the TRT, which is basically testosterone replacement therapy.
Yes.
And they're literally changing their lives. And these people are feeling night and day. They were like clinically depressed. All of a sudden, it fucking disappears, right? So there's the right way of doing things. It all comes down to doing your research, being around the right people. But yeah, that's a complete like a stereotype or like a misconception that a lot of people,
for sure.
you know.
No, I just had to ask,
right?
Just clear it up, you know.
Yeah.
Sure. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't like one of the main things? Isn't that from like Vitali? That kind of like really got popularized. You know Vitali?
Could be. Yeah, he's a big name. I know him.
The guy, bro. So basically, do you know that story?
No, what, he got ED from taking steroids?
So apparently he's on roids or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he tried to film a porno or something. Yeah. And he couldn't get hard.
No, that was before he took the juice.
Was that before?
It was before.
Yeah.
That was performance anxiety.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
That's a complete other thing.
Complete other thing. Yeah. God.
Okay, so let's get into our final four.
Yeah, we have final four questions.
I didn't know we had that still. I thought this was the final four.
No.
Umar just got a little too interested.
I don't know.
I got time.
Man, I'm trying to look like you one day.
I got time. Don't worry. I got time.
The final four, these are just like four a bit more like relaxed, fun questions, but they're pretty deep, okay?
Yeah, let's go.
So the first one is if you had to swap lives with someone for 24 hours, who would you pick?
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You know what? Bro, I can't really. I want to say just like I can honestly list a celebrity this, that, but it's like I don't care for any of that shit.
Just for 24 hours though, so it's like, you know.
I don't know, man. You know what? I really like. I'm really big on like Mike Rashid. I really like Mike Rashid. He's a super cool. He's out in LA. Bodybuilder, influencer, all that stuff. Has his own company. Be cool to kind of be like him for one day, just to see like. I guess if you can pick up their mindset, I'd rather take like their mental. I want to take over their like mindset on shit. I don't really care for what people have, bro. I've never cared for what people ever have. So I guess to get there, like to have that mindset, it would be cool. I mean, or see how their thought process is and like how they react to shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm weird like that, man.
Fair.
You know?
Good answer.
Okay. Next question is, who would you say is the most motivating person of all time for you?
Most motivating person? I would say, man, you know what? As like cookie cutter as it sounds, probably just like my parents.
We knew you, that's why I looked at it.
I'm big on family.
For
I'm
sure,
big on
for sure.
family and all that stuff. But like I said, I was fortunate enough to be around a good family, and they
Yes.
instilled a lot of shit in me, and I owe it to them for raising me the way I am.
For sure.
You know, seeing them grind every day. We've gone through our struggles, and they've reached, you know, a good financial success as well, and we came from nothing and built ourselves up. Yeah, man, definitely.
Awesome.
I would say my parents. They're the number one. The number one, you know, driving factor
for sure.
in everything.
And I quickly want to add on to what you're saying. The coolest thing I heard,
Yeah.
again, we've never met your parents before,
Yeah.
but the coolest thing I heard was how they started you off in the trenches. Then you had to go warehouse. Then you had to go office.
Yeah.
Then
Yep.
you got to go, like, man, like,
Yeah,
whoever
our
was behind
parents-
your mom or dad, like, they knew, like, this is how we're probably going to teach him.
Yep.
Versus, you're in office from day one, John.
Yeah.
Here's your suit.
Yeah, there was never, even growing up, it was never like, here, you can have everything. Like, whatever you want is yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
always
yeah.
had to earn it.
Earn it, yes.
But it made it so much better once you
for sure.
got it,
So
right?
much sweeter that
and you know
way.
what? Even what I learned from working from the bottom and going from, you know, working my way up, that's something that you can't be taught.
You can't.
Nobody can just tell you it. It has to just, you have to
be
go
there.
through it.
You have
right?
to be there.
And I think, you know what? This is something that I kind of was thinking about that I wanted to make a video on my personal page. You know, being in business and being self-sufficient or always having your own company, whatever, XYZ, you learn so much about yourself as well as other people, opposed to just working a 9 to 5 or learning through a textbook. And what I mean by that is basically someone working a 9 to 5 will never go through the hardships and struggle that an actual entrepreneur will have to go through.
For sure.
I've learned so much in business that you see how bad someone will burn you for some money that you would never think. And it's like, yeah, it sucks. And you know, you would think, oh man, I wish this person was better. And how could they do this to me? But then you also look at it like, yo, if I was never doing this, I wouldn't have known this person's true colors.
Yes.
I would never known how this person operates.
Yes.
So you take so much from running your own business and doing things yourself, being self-sufficient. You learn so much more that you even know. That nothing, no textbook can teach you.
That's only life can teach you.
A textbook can, you know, a business class can try to teach you whatever you want. Once you get thrown into that industry and that, you know, around all those people and actually doing business, you learn so much that no book can prepare you for, right?
Yeah.
And I don't regret a thing. I can dwell on things and wonder why people burn you or how can people do these things for money, but you'll never understand someone, right? It's those things that you just got to look at as a lesson.
For sure.
And be grateful that, you know what, having my own business and doing all this has taught me and shown me things that someone working a 9 to 5 would never know. There's probably people working a 9 to 5. Nothing against people that 9 to 5. If you want to be comfortable and you want to get your money, clock out, turn your life off after, and just go do your thing, all the power to you, right?
Yeah.
But there's some things that a business owner learns that someone working a 9 to 5 will never experience in their life, they will never learn.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Because they're never put into that situation or that opportunity where you got to deal with things and react on things and know what's right and how to handle things.
For sure.
So that's where I give it to, you know.
Okay.
I don't know how we ended up on this subject, but yeah, that's basically, I guess with family, my parents, what we had to go through, you know, having our own business, building it from the ground up, all that. I just learned so much from it, and I can appreciate them that, you know, I can't repay them. I can never repay what they've taught me, you know?
For sure.
That's good. And we've been saying this for years. Fucking business classes or school is such a scam. How are you learning business from someone who works a 9 to 5 job? I don't know.
Oh, man.
I never understood it.
They're working a 9 to 5 themselves.
Yeah,
saying,
literally.
And they're trying to teach you business.
Yeah, like,
right?
how does it make sense? That doesn't make sense. It's like asking like a soccer player how to play basketball. Like it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah,
But
I got into Ryerson University. I remember I applied for a business program, all that shit back then. And then I stopped and I'm like, why the fuck am I gonna go pay all this money for someone who's working a 9 to 5 to teach me how to do business when I got like, you know, my family right here that's
actually running a business.
And actually running a business.
Yeah.
Why am I gonna pay someone a 9 to 5 who's working a 9 to 5 to get their dollar that's not even living it? You know what I mean? So,
but also look at
crazy,
this,
bro.
If if they take you 4 years, and then if you want to take it further, you got to take a master's, whatever. Versus the 4 years you did, right? Which was like, and I love how it wasn't handed to you, how you go through the steps, because that's the best way you can learn, right? That's why like it's so popular to go get a mentor, go find. And these days it's getting harder because you know people are not so willing to do this stuff. But you just have to go out, learn from the trenches, because there's a beauty in seeing how everything goes from the ground up. But take it in, people that do graduate from business school, they might even land like higher paying jobs, higher qualified jobs. But imagine there could be a guy who's like, for example, it's like the CEO of like Tim Hortons, right? I used to work at Tim Hortons way back, right?
Yeah.
He does not know what's happening on the ground level.
Yep.
So he can make some executive decisions, not knowing how it's going to affect the people at the bottom. Versus imagine if it's the same guy working from the bottom up, and then then you have all these things in mind.
You learn how a whole business operates by actually going
Being in
through
the
it
business,
from the
yeah,
bottom,
exactly.
in it, and then it gives you a whole different perspective on how things should be run, thought process.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so the third question is, we know that you've been turning a lot of pages in this book of yours.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
What a fucking segue.
That's
eh?
a good question.
I don't know when the book's gonna end, but let's just hope it keeps going.
Oh yeah,
right?
let's hope you keep flipping them pages.
Yeah.
Let's just say your whole life from the day you were born till now is written in a book. What would the title of that book be called?
Damn, you guys are fucking throwing me in there, eh? Shit. I like this. It's kind of like that thing of you're your own like no one's gonna save you, and like you're your own superhero in your own movie, right? Or it's like, how would you write a movie if you're like the leading role? You ever hear that quote? Where it's like, try to get your shit straight. Like, how would you write this movie? Like, what do you want to see happen, right? Damn. I would say I don't know, man. This is so deep for me that it's you stumped me. You fucked me up on this one. I would just say honestly, because I'm big on being good in here. I would say like I don't know. Damn, bro.
Gotta listen to your heart, man. I think your heart's saying stay true. You say stay true?
You know what? Right here.
Stay true.
Let's put it right here. Stay true.
I thought you were gonna say like keep on turning or keep flipping or something.
No. Let's do this. That's a stay true.
Stay true.
I made this shirt. I make all these shirts.
Okay. It's your design.
So yeah, I actually So
brand, then?
what's crazy is that I don't care for like I like designer shit, of course.
Yeah.
But in terms of like actual t-shirts and shit like that, I make my own clothes. I wear all my shit.
No way.
I don't like to buy. I hate buying other brand shit. I'd rather design it myself. So I actually made this shirt to have my logo at the back.
Oh shit! Okay.
Right?
I had to get some B-roll for that.
Yeah, right. So you nailed it. You know what? Stay true, honestly. Because if you're true to yourself and you're true to your values and what your why and what you stand for, you can never go wrong.
For sure.
You can go through hell, but as long as you're staying true to yourself, of course, learning, adapting, becoming better. How can you possibly fail? Like, there's so much more to life than just money and shit like that, right?
Oh, for sure.
And I feel like that's the main thing is sticking to you,
Fire. All right, and the last of the four is, if today was your dying message to the world, what would your last message to the world be?
Fuck you all. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Fuck, I left before you guys.
Fuck you all. No, I'm joking.
That's a good answer. I like that. The first person made a joke out of it.
Yeah. Fuck you all. No. Fuck all you that burned me. No, it's
I think we should just keep it as that.
you owe me money. You owe me money. Where's my money? That's my last fucking line.
Yeah.
Where's my money at? That's it.
That's funny as fuck.
No, I'm joking.
He's not joking either.
There's some truth to that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Anyone watching this, where's my money at? But
Yo, J. Cole always says all jokes have a little bit of truth in them.
there's always,
sure.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Shout out J. Cole.
Yeah, he's right on that, bro. Last words, man. Let's just leave it at where's my money at.
Yeah.
Where's my money at? I like that. That's different.
Fuck you all and where's my money at?
Fuck you all.
I
Where's my
actually
money
really
at?
fuck with that.
Put that on a t-shirt, bro.
Bro, this guy bought
Where's
a
my
Rollie
money?
after he fired his coach.
Yeah. Lifestyle.
That's goated. That's gangster.
See? At least, right?
That's
Come on.
gangster.
Leave it if I can even have any, but you know what I mean?
No, that's
God,
gangster.
crazy.
Guys, that wraps
that one's
up.
epic,
What
man.
a
I like
fucking
to-
pod.
I like
That was a
fun,
good
man.
one. I didn't
That's
really know
cool.
what to expect from this one. So this is our first bodybuilder.
This is our first bodybuilder.
So we were like,
I had no
damn.
idea what to expect either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Well, we
and
appreciate you
it was
coming on.
fire.
Yeah,
Everyone,
fire.
subscribe, go like, comment, all that stuff. Let us know your favorite part of the podcast.
We're gonna put all of John's links in the description below.
So go
Feel
follow
free to
him,
make a
go
plug.
check him out. Let him know you came from the podcast.
Yeah, follow me at JohnXL on Instagram.
Yep.
I got JohnXL Bodybuilding on YouTube.
Okay.
Let's go.
Trying to be more active on that. I put it on pause for a bit. And yeah, there's our gym website page, undergroundmuscleandfitness.com. You're gonna see a lot from that in the near future. And yeah, guys.
And that wraps it up. Until next time,
thanks for having me, guys.
Remember? Oh, thank you for coming on. Remember?
Stay
seeking success. Let's go.
Sick.
Let's go.
Fire.
That was a sick episode.
That was fire.